Hola culés, welcome to Flick's Tactics. Welcome to another video, and I am happy to be here. I am happy to bring you this video, and I'm going to tell you why I'm so confident that Barcelona is basically in the final, guys. Barcelona will beat Inter Milan in their own home stadium Giuseppe Meazza, and if you want to know why, make sure you stick around to the end of this video where we are going to break down everything that happened in this game. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, guys. We are trying to get to 700 subscribers, and to those who already subscribed, thank you so much. I really appreciate every single one of you. So let's get it started, guys. So a quick few facts that I want to go over is this: Barcelona lost 13 out of 16 aerial duels in this game, and throughout the most of the game, that was really different. The difference in the game, that is why we conceded 3 goals basically through the air. I said it in my preview, guys. If you're not checking out my previews, I'm literally telling you what's going to happen. For those of you who are, followers of the channel, know that this is true, because I said that Barcelona has a lot of issues with set pieces, and the more that the things change, the more they stay the same. I said Barcelona needs to be really careful with all the aerial duels. Barcelona is really poor, and Inter is really great at it. So when you put those things together, that's a recipe for disaster. So Barcelona needs to add size. We need to have Araujo probably instead of Kunde, instead of Eddie Garcia as well. I would say probably Araujo for the second leg. Obviously we have Balde back, so that is huge. I also have great news, guys. Lewandowski may play in the second half of the second leg. That's also huge. We are going to have him back, so depending on what happens this week, who knows, maybe we can have him for the whole game. So that's very important. And I want to say this: I grossly underestimated the presence of Lewandowski. I really want to even apologize, because in this game was another issue. Ferran Torres could not move their CBs as much as Lewandowski would have moved them around to create more space for Rafinha and for Dani Olmo. So I thought that Ferran Torres, even though he had a good game, he got a goal, he was still lacking a lot. In a lot of times he wasn't attacking a lot of the space that was there to be taken. So we're gonna be going over all of that in just a second, but before that, I want to say this: Inter had the least amount of passes they've had in the whole entire Champions League. They had 217 passes. That was the least amount the whole tournament. So that goes to show you the kind of dominance that Barcelona put on them in the midfield area. Another thing that's really crazy to me is that they had the least amount of progression passes, and they faced teams like Arsenal. They faced teams like Bayern Munich, and they have really battle tested here, and no other team was able to stop them the way this Barcelona was able to stop them. I know it doesn't show in the stat sheet. I know these things don't show up in the score in the scoreboard, because people will say, "Well, scoreboard, we scored 3 goals on your ass." That's true. But at the same time, when you take a look at the nitty-gritty stuff, and Inter Milan was absolutely dominated in this game, and to be honest with you guys, we could not have played a worse half as far as conceding goals, and they could not play any better. Can they do that again? What are the odds they can do that again? They have to play perfect. 3 shots, 3 goals in this game, guys. I feel more confident because this game gave me the vibes of that Atletico Madrid against Barcelona when they scored 4 goals at the Montjuik stadium. And they also in the second leg, once Hansi Flick saw them, prepare for them, he saw his team play against them in the second leg. Guess what happened, ladies and gentlemen? At the Metropolitano, 1-0. Yeah, that crazy team Atletico Madrid that matched adapt really well against Barcelona, was able to master a whole lot of bagel against Barça in the second leg for that Champions League semifinal. So don't think that because they scored 3 goals, they're going to go to the Giuseppe Meazza and score another 3 goals. It just doesn't work that way. Hansi Flick will study, Hansi Flick will make the adjustments, and guess what? Inter have not allowed 3 goals in the whole entire Champions League in one game. This is the first game they conceded 3 goals in the whole entire Champions League, and not only that, but they only has conceded 4 goals in the whole entire tournament. And Barcelona put 3 goals in 60 minutes. That is the kind of team that we have. We need to believe. We need to be with this team right now, and they will, guys. Stick around. We're gonna be looking at everything, and like I said what's gonna happen. And Barcelona, I thought their offside trap would work a little bit better. I'll give him that. But I just don't think that even Barca, with getting Balde back, even not having Koundé, which is a major blow, because he adds not only his play but also size to the team. But all right, guys, so enough of the yapping. I know you guys want to take a look at the play. So Barcelona comes out with Szczesny, Koundé, Kubarsi, Martinez, Gerard Martin, Frankie de Jong, Pedri Gonzalez, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, and Ferran Torres and Rafinha. So I already touched on Ferran. I do want to say a few things on Dani Olmo. One of the things that really upset me is that the last couple of games, Dani Olmo's been the exact profile for a game like this. For a game that's really crowded, for a game to play with a low block. He can attack the space like no one can. He can exploit inside the box with so little space like no other. But he's been ghosting the last couple of games, and that really upsets me. Not only because he can do better, but because when he gets subbed out, he gets upset. Brother, you are getting whacked. You are getting physical. You are getting outplayed, and you're not having the best game, and you're coming out upset. You better be upset at yourself and not Hansi Flick for taking you out. Like, you gotta win your duels. You gotta win. 2 goals were exactly in front of Dani Olmo. The second one and the third one were both when Dani Olmo was there. Now, do I expect Dani Olmo to beat Dumfries on a freaking bicycle kick and to beat Dumfries on a header? Of course not. But he was right there. He couldn't even bother him. So why is he getting upset for getting subbed? It's just beyond me. And like I said, sorry for going on a little soliloquy there about Dani Olmo, but just kind of drives me nuts. We need him. We need his presence, and he has not shown yet that he can beat. This Inter Milan, he could not do much, and that's not good. That is not good, guys. We need Fermin Lopez probably for the second half, for the second leg. So, like I said, Sommer, Bastoni, Acerbi, Bisek, Di Marco, Mkhitaryan, Kartakoglu, Barella, Dumfries. Like I said, Barella had a great second half. I did say that in my preview, though. Barella was really, really good. Dumfries, obviously, we could not stop him. 1 assist and 2 goals. I cannot believe that guy. I mean, what kind of game did he have? It was crazy. Thuram with that kind of flicker. That's so stupid. Lautaro Martinez. All right, so let's get into it, guys. So the very first, right off the bat, we lost, like I said, 13 of 16 aerial duels in this game, and unfortunately for my man, who had a great game, guys, he had the best game I've ever seen from Frankie de Jong. Was this game? He was sprinting at the end of the game. His form was off the charts, sprinting in the 90th minute on a transition play by Dumfries, and he sprints all the way down and gets the recovery along with Eddie Garcia. That was, to me, that was telling. But anyway, so he loses this aerial duel against Lautaro Martinez, who does a really good job. They knew what they wanted to do. It was basically attack in a counter. So connecting with, just a few passes, right? So just a few passes to to the spacing of Barcelona, who really just struggles big time with their through passes wide to the right. So, and that's exactly what happens here. Barcelona just struggles. So Kunde here just kind of makes a little bit of a mistake, which is not really a mistake, but I think he could have just cleared this ball a little harder so that it goes to the throw-in area, but it just doesn't. It goes right into the hands of I can't remember what his name is, but he gets the recovery. And see, that's the thing. This is exactly what they need to avoid. I think that I would say probably Gerard Martin needs to be playing this a little bit more aggressive here. Pedri is really trying to bother him, but he's not going to do much. He's not going to body him. So makes the cross, and we make a mistake. And guys, give Barcelona credit, give Inter credit. They were able to capitalize, but at the same time, Barcelona did not get faced. So this is a mistake. It's an error, not a mistake. I'm just saying it's just an error because he trips, right, and that's the whole reason why Turan was able to get to this ball is because Inigo Martinez tripped. Well, I don't know if it tripped, but he falls, and then I think had that not happened, I think Inigo Martinez would have been right here and actually would have just cleared this. And because he doesn't, it's unlucky, but hey, it happens. The flicker, and he just scores, unfortunately. So actually, before this play, there was a play where Dani Olmo had a big shot, and Sommer had a great save that could have tied things up. And instead of that, guys, again, like I said, set pieces is an issue. I think they were lucky in this play, particularly because, as you can see, Barcelona is actually doing a pretty good job here. 3 against 2, and everybody's on man to man. So I feel like just because there's a saying, right? 2 headers, it's an automatic goal, but it wasn't 2 headers in this time. And so as we're about to see, somehow, some way, Dumfries makes a really good read on this play and sees that I think his name is Bistek. He sees that he's gonna header this ball, and he picks up a really nice opportunity here to just bicycle kick. And as you can see here, Rafinha, if he is 1 inch taller, he's getting to this ball. That's how close, man. It's a game of inches. It's a game of close. Everything is going to be close. Everything is going to be, guys, just by smallest margins you'll ever see in football. But hey, that's football. Let's keep playing. We have the best player in the world, guys. I know. People don't want to hear it. Madridistas don't want to hear it. They hate that we went from Lionel Messi to Lamine Yamal. But take a look at this. Inter Milan, it's really well positioned here to defend Lamine Yamal, and just the way he's so composed, and just the way that he can just create, and he's so unpredictable. You don't know if he's gonna shoot, you know if he's gonna pass, is he gonna cut inside. That's why he's so difficult to defend. And they thought that in this play, they had him dominated. But that's what these kinds of players do, man. Like that's 5 guys around the ball there. How can Inter defend any better? There's no way that they can defend any better. But fortunately for us, Lamine Yamal finds the little space that he's given and times it really well. Hits the post. These guys, if he had hit the post and gone out, I would have just freaking hate life so bad. Because it's just an amazing play, but I'm so happy that it worked, and Lamine Yamal was able to get that banger when we needed it most, because Inter was winning that game, even though Barcelona had been dominating and had been pushing to get one goal, but in the first goal they were pushing to get the tie. Then Inter gets the second one, and in kind of an unexpected way. It was so ridiculous. Alright guys, so in this play, let's take a look at what Inter did after we scored from that golazo from Lamine Yamal. They basically had the entire team, guys. They had the entire team backed up. That's 10 people, 10 players. playing with an extremely low block to close the spacing. But what Barcelona would do really, really well is that they would try to connect. They would try to connect outside passes and just be patient. Just be patient and try to have Lamine Yamal keep winning his duels, because he just had an amazing first half. He was unstoppable, as unstoppable as a player will ever be or I have ever seen in the whole Champions League this year. And they again, they always had him with the double team. They always try to like kind of like attack him like that with like a so that's always some that DiMarco would have enough help. But the problem was, I thought that even for Inter, even if they had two people try to get at him, the problem with that they had was that they underestimated Lamine Yamal, because in many instances he will just cut inside, and that basically left the double team in no man's land. And that's exactly what happens on this play. So he's just gonna go on a one-on-one. You don't know if it's gonna cross, so he takes a shot, right, and then he fakes that he's going, hits the post, tip of the fingers, hits the post. I definitely think that this ball is going in. Let me know down in the comments if you think this ball was going in or out. I thought this ball was going in, and unfortunately for us, I think Sommer had a couple of saves there that really could have swung this game around. Barcelona could have scored 5 goals in this match if it wasn't for Sommer, in my personal opinion. Like I said, guys, again, Lamine Yamal cutting inside, cutting outside, and this was one of the few plays where Frankie de Jong made a through pass to Dani Olmo, who was covered. Like I said, he was Dani Olmo just absolutely dominated in this game. He just couldn't get anything going. Too physical. This game was really physical for him. And then, somehow, some way, he wins this battle and ends up right here. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think he should have passed to Ferran Torres here, and it would have been a goal. And, well, he waits a little bit, and then he tries to take a shot. He doesn't take the best shot, and unfortunately for us, we could not capitalize on that opportunity. So again, Inter was really, really backed up, and I thought that they were too soft. They were not pressuring. They were letting Pedri cook. They were letting Pedri do their thing, and that was a mistake. So I thought that they met their destiny in the exact same road they took to try to avoid it. If you got lost there for a minute, let me repeat it. They met their destiny on the very same road they chose to avoid it, because they were trying to avoid a goal. So they went and played with extremely low block, and all 10 players backed up in the final third. And Pedri Gonzalez makes an amazing pass because he has all the time in the world. That's the reason why he finds Rafinha here. And Rafinha, it's very smart, who's just going to cross a head cross and just leave it all for Ferran Torres. And I thought that this was a beautiful pass, because Rafinha is anticipating that Ferran Torres will be right here. Because at the time where Rafinha got this ball, Rafinha could have easily thought, well, what if I just give it to Ferran Torres diagonally? He doesn't. He does it laterally, and Ferran Torres is right there. I thought that was a beautiful play. Unfortunately, because of this play, I said it in my reaction. Because of this play, Barcelona kept trying it in the second half, and it just didn't work. I don't know if Inter saw it and made adjustments, but it just wasn't working, guys. This was the only play we could beat them through the air. Like I said, we only won 3 duels out of 16. We cannot rely on that just because we did it once. Another thing that I thought that was kind of insane is that Barcelona has not allowed 3 goals. Actually, Barcelona has only allowed 3 goals or more once this season at home, which was that game against Atletico Madrid, which is the reason why I said this game reminds me of the Atletico Madrid and how we dominated, and just the fact that we dominated makes me think that Hansi Flick will make the adjustments necessary to stop what worked for Inter, but I don't think Inter can stop what's working for us, which is the midfield. And that's basically the difference in the game. So, like I said, guys, we just kept having a lot of issues, and just we struggle big time every time there's low crosses down the middle. Every time somebody attacks wide, excuse me, for some reason, every time we're getting attacked wide and we get these crosses, they always worked against us. I don't know what, at this point, with 6-7 games left in the season, I don't think there's anything we can do to fix that. We just have to look into it next season. But this season we're just gonna have to keep scoring more than the opponent. That's just plain and straight, and it is what it is. This was a big opportunity from Inter, and actually, Di Marco here tried to get a better touch, but he couldn't. He put it through the air, and we were very lucky, very, very, very lucky. Guess what, guys? So another set piece in the 62nd minute, but I hate calling my man Araujo, man. Like, I just really do. But what is he doing in this play? Why is he not playing a man on man? I think if there's a free player, that free player should always be Dani Olmo. But he's putting Dani Olmo on a taller player, and instead of him taking the tall player. And I think that was a mistake because, of course, Dumfries makes this header, right? And as we can see here, like, why is Dani Olmo with this guy? And why is Araujo down here, back here? Like, he's in no man's land. He's not defending anyone. He's not with. That's just the issue here. Araujo, with the size, he needs to be man on man, bodying up with their tallest player. There's no ifs and buts. And he's just there because I think the ball is most likely to be in that spot. So he thinks that he can get to it. But no, he doesn't. Look, it's actually the player in the back. In this ball, there's two issues here. What is Chesney doing? Like, Chesney needs to, if this ball is not in the goalkeeper area, then literally Chesney should be standing closer to the goal line. There's no reason for him to be so high. Why is he so high? And we get so unlucky because this header is actually trash. This is a bad header. He headers down, but to their luck, or bad luck, in the way that the night had been going, this header actually hits the back of Araujo and it spins it up to where Chesney could not get to it. But there's a couple of mistakes that are already happening before that even happens. And it hits the back of Araujo, and it actually helps. It's, to me, this is literally an own goal because this shot's not going on target. There's no way it's going on target. As you can see it here on the replay. If this ball doesn't hit Araujo's back, it's not going in. It's not going in. It's just tough luck. You just gotta take it. It's just tough luck. That was actually a bad header. But guys, this team does not give up. And a few quick things here that happen. It's basically Rafinha making an amazing rocket and fighting and just keep finding ways. And Lamine Yamal makes an amazing screen here. Like, I was like in awe. Like he knows Rafinha's right there, and Rafinha just takes a huge rocket. And finally, guys, we get some luck going our way, because guess what? It hits the post, and off the post it hits the head of Sommer and it goes in. So I think we both got lucky goals. At the end of the day, I think at 3-3 was more than fair given the mistakes that Barcelona made. But don't make no mistake about it, Inter had to be perfect. Inter had to be perfect in this game, and unfortunately for us, they were. And we made mistakes, and Barcelona needs to just tighten up those screws and play better next game, and don't beat yourself. That's the only reason why Inter was so good is because we also beat ourselves. So let's give them credit. They were there to take our mistakes, but at the same time, they're gonna have to be perfect again. And I think Barcelona can repeat the midfield dominance, and I don't think they can repeat going 3-4-3 on shots on goal. And I just don't think that would happen. So I think we did get lucky here. This is gonna be the offside goal, and I think that the high line is not properly aligned. It should be we should be right here. It should be like this. So even Kubarsi and Inigo Martinez are way, way, way too high. I know Inigo Martinez is trying to get to him, but it's hard to get to it. It's not gonna happen. But fortunately, they called. I guess the bar said the automatic said it was offside. So I'll take it, guys. But make no mistake about it. I don't think Chesney had one of his best games. I don't think he stopped anything tonight. I can't blame him exactly. But the second goal, though, that second goal, I do blame it on him. I think he should stay in his goalkeeper area. He was too high. But at the end of the day, I thought exactly what it would happen happened. We were able to cut Inter Milan offside. Inter Milan was able to exploit our weaknesses. We exploited theirs. At the end of the day, it's a 3-3 winner takes all in the next game. I think that Barcelona, after watching and seeing everything that happened in this game, I think would definitely will win. We will make adjustments. I would put in Fermin Lopez instead of Dani Olmo to start the first half, and maybe put Dani Olmo in the second half in the next game. It's something that I said in the preview as well. And after seeing this game, I definitely think that Fermin Lopez should have started, and then Olmo should have been in the second half. We need more physicality, and believe it or not, Fermin Lopez is very physical. And we also need to have, instead of Kunde, I would have Araujo on the right. Because I don't want to have Eric there. We need size, guys. We need size, and size. However we can get it, we just need as much size as we can get right now, and that's just what I would do. But hey, let me know if you enjoy this video. Let me know what are your thoughts on the game. If you actually agree with my takes of watching this breakdown videos, and if you like it, please guys, if you made it to the end, I appreciate every single one of you. I'm trying to grow this channel to 700 subs, so if you can help me out, if you're not subscribed, guys, please help us out. It takes us a long time to do these videos, and all you have to do is hit the like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts. I'll catch you guys on the next one, where I'm going to be making videos, a preview for the Inter Milan and how we're going to beat them. I will be making another video, so guys, please make sure you stay tuned. There's a lot of exciting, more new things that are coming out on this channel, so make sure you hit the notification bell as well. I'll catch you guys on the next video.